Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, the podcast for conscious parents, caregivers, and educators who believe tantrums aren't terrible. They are powerful opportunities for connection, growth, and learning during the first 5 years. You'll explore how to use intentional language to raise calm, confident, and deeply connected kids, because the way we talk to kids becomes how they see themselves and engage with the world. Hi, I'm your host, Cara Terrell, classroom teacher turned parent educator and teacher trainer. Are you ready to nurture your children's mind, body, and spirit? Welcome, Toddler Tribe. Let's transform the toddler years together. Hey, Toddler Tribe. I'm excited to jump into this episode with you. But before we do, perhaps you've heard we're launching a community just for you, and it's called the Toddler Tribe. Before we open the doors wide open, I want to hear from you. DM me on Instagram the word community. If this sounds like something that would be really valuable to you inside those doors, you'd get first dibs on these podcast episodes before the rest of the world does. You would get access directly to me through group coaching calls and hot seat Q&As. You would also get to watch videos of some of the special people in my life. And I'm not someone who wants to be putting out kids' faces to the internet. So this would be a very private and personal space where you could see the interactions and experience live time video exposure to what it's like to use intentional language with kids and what happens on the other side. So take a quick second, go DM me on Instagram the word community so we can co-create a space where you are truly transforming the toddler years. Welcome back, Toddler Tribe, to another episode. I have a question for you today. Do you notice when other parents are doing an incredible job out in the world? And do you ever say anything to them about it? I know that parenting in public is one of the hottest and most contested discussions because typically what that means is it's coming from a negative connotation, a space where we notice how other people are parenting in public, but not doing a great job according to us, or we could do it better, or usually it's just that their child is a little bit out of control, right? And so it takes our energy and our focus over that direction, and we inadvertently, or sometimes I suppose intentionally, come up with a story about what must be going on over there. A story about who this parent must be or who this child must be based on the behavior that we are seeing in that moment. Now, before we go any further, let's just sit with that for a second, shall we? You know, nobody knows your story. There's no way that they can. They don't know the story of your longing to have kids. They don't know the story if it was easy or hard for you. They don't know the story of how your family became a family. They don't know who you are. They don't know the day you've just had, the week you've just had. None of it. All they are experiencing in that particular moment is that moment. A culmination of millions of yours. And the same is true for the people that we're witnessing out in the world. Negativity grabs our attention. But what about positivity? I know my favorite thing on the planet. Now, I don't really watch the news anymore. I haven't for a long time. I grab the headlines because I know that I need to stay informed, but I don't sit there and listen to the 30 minutes of negative, swampy, nasty, derisive stories for the 2 minutes. The good story of the day at the end. But that used to be my favorite part, the good story of the day. But it's minimized. It's considered special, unique. Why? Why is that? If we put on our eyes and start looking for good positive, joyful, loving, connected parent-child interactions out in the world, you'll find those too. So here's what happened. Recently, I was out to dinner. It was the last night of a big trip for me, and I had used all the food I had at the Airbnb, and I finished cooking. So I went out. I brought my computer because I really did have to get some work done. And it was really nice outside, finally. And so I was able to do outdoor seating. So there's me, outdoor seating, sun shining, computer open. I mean, already it's a pretty good picture, right? And to my right, there is a mom and a little girl. I'm going to say she was around 3. She could have been somewhere between 3.5, but probably closer to the just turned 3 side. And they're having dinner together. And I have this incredible gift, curse, you decide, that I cannot not process multiple conversations at once. I can hear the people over there who are talking about their son coming in because he's doing a biking trip. I can hear the people over there. Everyone's having different conversations. I'm doing my work on my computer. I can hear them all and process them all at the same time. Nothing I can do to turn that off. Just how I'm wired. I think it's what makes me a good interpreter, actually. All right, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. Anyhow, I can hear how this mom is talking to her child. And this was not a short meal. This was a meal where you could tell that mom really just wanted to enjoy her child's company. They were having conversations about things, and she was asking guiding questions, and they were future planning some things. And then the kiddo would start to get kind of squirrely because, she's little. And the way that mom was talking to her was so spot on. I can see that your body is starting to get a little out of control. Ooh, straight from the collaborative parenting playbook over here. And so, of course, my ears perked up even more. Now, it was fantastic because this little girl noticed my computer and said, "Mommy, you have a computer just like that." So it was this cool gateway, this opening moment where we could make eye contact, we could smile at each other. It wasn't weird that the person next door was kind of looking over occasionally because we had made this initial connection. And I just continued to be in awe of how this mom was controlling her own emotions, right? This little girl spilled a big spill. It didn't just go off the table. It went onto the floor and down. Stayed so calm. Accidents happen. This little girl was actually more upset about it than her mom was. Accidents happen. It's okay. We'll clean up some. They'll clean up the rest, using very short sentences so that her daughter could process and be with her in that moment and feel soothed. She kept giving her permission, just repeated permission, to take as long as she wanted to eat that night. She said, "We're not in a rush. Take your time. Eat until you're full. Whatever's left, we can take home." Mom had been done for a while at this point. And this little one, I think, she was getting distracted. She'd see this. She saw me. She saw the other people. She would look up at what was hanging. And this mom was just like, "You take your time. This is our special dinner out. When you're done, we'll go." Okay. So, of course, my heart is over here doing a super melty thing. And I just always feel so inspired and so overjoyed when I see people enjoying their children, because that was the reason we had them. And then the world makes it so hard for us that often we don't sit inside it as often as we could. So they finish up, they leave. I eventually finish up and I leave. And as I'm headed to my car, I notice that they are still in the parking lot. They had gone for ice cream and come back to the car. And while we were at the table, I wanted to. Oh, so badly did I want to just get up, walk over there and say, you are an amazing mom. You're doing such an incredible job. You're holding space for this child when she's struggling, and you're enjoying her when she's in the moment. Like, I rehearsed it, I don't know how many times in my head, which I also have a habit of doing, but I didn't want to interrupt their moment. It was just so beautiful. And so, I knew my telepathy wasn't going to work, but so I just sat inside it too. So, fast forward to the parking lot, and now this little girl is showing us she's actually 3 years old because she's having a meltdown. A meltdown about, this could sound familiar to you, getting in a car seat. And this mom is standing next to the car. Little one is in the car, but not in the seat. And I can see that she's starting to crack, like the shell that she was holding on to. She's just used up her patience, used up her resources. It's coming apart, folks. And I said, thank you. Thank you for this second opportunity, because I knew this was someone I needed to give a compliment to. So I walk up to the car, and she sees me and she says nothing, but trying to register the stranger walking up to the car. And I say, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, which does two things, right? It introduces me a little, but also this little one immediately stopped fussing because, there's a weird stranger here. So that was helpful. And I said, I just need to give you a compliment. I observed you and heard you all through dinner, and you are an amazing mom. The way you talk to her, the way you hold space for her, the way that you clearly enjoy her and want to be with her, it is so inspiring. And she burst into tears. There's now tears flowing down her face. Little one has stopped. She's just looking at me. Actually climbs up into her seat. I think probably because she was maybe a little worried or anxious. But hey, whatever works. And as now mom is buckling her kiddo and crying, she's saying to me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea what that means to me. I'm a single mom. And this is really hard work, and I never know if I'm doing it well. Thank you. This means the world. And I said, you're welcome. Keep it up. And I walked away and went back to my car. I, for the rest of that evening, was on cloud nine. My heart just expressing the joy of being able to give a gift to somebody. A gift. That's what we get to do for each other. That's one of the gifts that we're given as parents. If we live it and we understand it and we struggle through it and we have our amazing moments within it, we can see that in other people too. And so today, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Don't wait for the world to show you that someone's in a struggle moment because it gets loud and there's meltdowns and parents are yelling and you automatically use up your subconscious brain to judge. Don't wait for that. Seek an opportunity to give someone a compliment, to make their day, to lift their spirits while also lifting yours. This is the power of the global parenting community. And speaking of community, have you DM'd me yet on Instagram the word community? Would you like to help me co-create our new community? We're going to open the doors wide open when we feel like it's really ready and packed with all the stuff that you want, so that on a daily basis, you can come get a dose of, I need to give you a compliment. You are doing a great job. You can also come get some advice if that's what you're looking for. So be sure to give me that shout out to let me know you're in, and say something nice to another parent out there who is doing their very best as well. All right, until our next episode, stay mindful and proactive as we transform the toddler years.